All right, hello and welcome to Artistic Consultant Experience. And that's the name for my YouTube channel. My website is right now it's titled Artistic Experience Consultant, but I was such in a excited mode of during the time, getting my website up. But now in a little bit, I'll be changing my URL to my website to Artistic Consultant Experience because I like the acronyms ACE because that's what I'm here to do to help you ACE and to reach your perspective of success. Yes, especially when it comes down to into the arts because I have more than 20 plus years in it. And if you really want to find out more about me, which you should find out, especially in arenas like this where I'm talking about creative coaching and consulting. And so, yeah, you should look into it. Um, I left a lot of information in the description area below. Please, if you haven't taken a look at that, take a look at it because that's where you'll see how to get involved or get with me on my social media networks, and which they are awesome. And it's really not about the amount of people. This happens to me every time. I forget to. Gee whiz, really, I have to take this. 1 second, please. Hi, I'm shooting a video right now, but if you're on your way over, that's great. Okay, I'll call you back. Okay, okay, bye. All right. Sorry about that. It happens. So now let me make sure my phone is off here. Um, okay, there it is. Thank you for your patience. Okay, well, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I mean, if you're getting any value out of my videos, you know, hey, don't be stingy with the share and the like and comment. I mean, it's really helpful. And it would be great to know what are the things um, that you're struggling with, and so I could go off of something and I could help that way. I really want to help. I mean, like the goal and the objective of my business, as well as this YouTube channel and any other social media channel that I'm connected with. I really want to reach out and help like 1 million creatives before I die, right? And and then my intentions also were to create 100 videos before the end of the year, but I don't. But I'm not giving up on that. I'm going to do it. It's just um, to reach the date of my goal is not conducive right now. But I'm still going to do that anyway. What else? Today's video is about identifying your creative child, and sometimes it's kind of hard to identify um, if whether or not your child is gifted, talented, has wants to really be a part of the creative community and take that journey, you know. And so um, I I don't know. I was just tugged at the spirit to put this video out, and hopefully you will listen up and you will catch on to some things and you will help your child. You would invest in your child early because the earlier that you invest in your child, um, the better their chances of having less of a struggle. And in today's world, honestly, there's no reason to really for an artist to struggle. and especially struggle by themselves. You really don't have to do that. That is totally optional to do. And especially when you have people like myself who are coming out, of the woodwork, out of the closet, so to speak, and those of us who are coming online, sharing our knowledge and that have already pretty much kind of paved the way, and they have the know-how, and you can connect these people. There's no reason for it. I mean, a lot of us are doing a lot of things free, or we're asking for almost little to nothing, you know, to help another artist, or another creative spirit. So take advantage of these things while they're here, and especially, uh, you know, geek up your kid. Let them know that you're there. Let them know that you're there. One moment, please. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. Now, so it's very important that you do that. I wish that I had that type of backing as a child. And actually, my parents did try. They tried as much as they knew how. But I came from an era where, um, being being black, being a female, wasn't something that they urged us to do. I mean, it was more like get a job, and get a certification, get a degree, reach for human resources, or, maybe if you're fortunate, you could be a CEO of someone's business, right? But it was never really like pushed that I take the artistic route. And then the older I got, I really understood where they were coming from with that, because it is very challenging. Um, and I don't want to put out there these labels to stop anybody. Like, I'm a woman, or I'm black, or I'm some nationality, or whatever. Don't let that stop you, and don't even let the money stop you, because you're going to have some ups and you're going to have some downs. That's the part of being, um, having your own business, right? I mean, it's kind of easy to just go and get a job. And sometimes you're going to find yourself needing a job, because you're going to have to find a way to eat and pay your bills in between time while you're trying to sell and all this kind of good stuff. But those are the risks that we take, right? Okay, so um, enough of that. And if you've been following my videos, you kind of know I have these glasses that I like them, because I can see really well out of them. I need more. I need some more. Um, no doubt about it. And then I lost the other pair that I was wearing. Anyway, enough of that. But I do put my glasses on, and I do have my notes, because if I don't have my notes, I kind of can get lost in my thoughts, in my thought process, because I have a lot of stuff going on, but I enjoy what I do. I really do. I really love what I do. All right. So, hello. Oh, I never get used to the hairstyle. I'm telling you, I blew my hair out, and the afro is actually bigger than this, but I had to like pack it in and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, don't get used to it. It could change the color, or it could grow. I do that to myself as part of my artistic, I don't know, creativity. I don't know. I decorate myself. Okay, so um how to help your creative child succeed. So the things that we're going to identify with today is how to help them, how to identify that this is what they are. They are part of the creative um, spirit, if you will, and um, how to get them going. How you, as a parent or a guardian, someone who cares for them, how you can assist them as well right now, wherever they are. Okay. Um, so let's see here. Shoot. Where was I? All right, so I'm gonna just start from who I am right quick, and that is a professional practicing artist based out of Chicago, with over 20 plus years of experience, having the fortunate opportunity to work with some of Chicago's leading arts academic institutions, community organizations, and assisting businesses with their arts outreach to attract more potential prospects, right? And to learn more about me and what I do, as I had said earlier, please, you can hashtag KDV Flowers. You can find me on LinkedIn, go to the description area, got information there. All right. Okay. So what do I do? So once again, as stated previously, I'm a professional practicing visual artist based out of Chicago. I write successful lesson plans and curriculum for youth, teens, adults, seniors, and their families and veterans. I also assist artists along their artistic journey, right? And artistic avenues. Um, and and when I say I assist them, and I do that, um, but I also like to make it understood that um, so, your success is very subjective, and so it's about where the person sees themselves, where they want to go, where they're struggling in, and how to get there. And so I help you do that. Uh, um, it's not always easy. It's not always simple, and sometimes it's easier and more simpler than we thought going in. But the help is there to do that. All right. And if you're unsure, where you are, I can help you do that. And that's why I'm talking about kids today, also. All right. Um, and we talk about branding ourselves and how to do that using social media. So that's very important today. That's not going anywhere. And now more than ever, this is a good time to really jump on the bandwagon with this, learning about how to brand yourself on social media and broaden your presence online. And so this is a great time to start doing that, because in a minute it's just going to be overwhelming there, be, because people are no longer really going into stores, right? And so the stores are online and the galleries are online, and this is just where it's going. And now is the good time to get involved with that. Um, all right, so how to know if your child is artistic? So according now, this a real brief story about my background as a kid. All right, according to my mom, she said she knew that I was a creative and that I had talent in drawing, because she said she would sit me on the floor, or at the table, and I was about 3 years old, and she said all she had to do was give me, like some a pencil and some paper, or crayons, really crayons, most likely. And she said I would just sit there for hours and just quietly, you know, and just draw away, And I kind of can remember that. I don't know. That's kind of weird, but I remember, you know, sitting on the floor with all these crayons and just kind of like going at it. And so I just knew it was a, it was something that I really enjoyed doing. Okay. Um, Now, as I said earlier, my parents, they took an interest. They took an interest in what I was doing, because it kept me quiet. It kept me out of trouble. And they would also take me to museums. And I remember they bought my first um, oil set, and I loved it so much. Oh, I loved that oil set. And I was just, before I even got and that was around nine, I was around 9 years old then. And before I even got into, like painting or whatever, I would just sit there and just smell the freaking oils. I don't know if they knew that that was not a good thing, but um, it was just one of those things. It's like it wasn't it. It didn't turn into like any type of druggy thing or anything like that. But it even today, you know, um, and I walk into to my studio or um, during my college years. Oh my goodness, it's just I just love that smell. And I love the way it feels on my fingers and stuff. That's why I could never like wear those. I tried and I could never wear the false nails and stuff like that because it just didn't do right for my hands. But anyway, excuse me. Um, so they would invest in me that way, but they thought it was more of a hobby, right? And I remember the first drawing that I sold, and I was like, I think I was about 10 then also, excuse me. And it was of Charlie Brown and the Peanut Factory or a peanut gallery, right? And it was on this big school board, brand type of foundation. And I remember drawing the characters and stuff. And I was on the steps outside of my house. And the lady down the street from me, she used to babysit me. She babysat me. And and she walked by and she looked and she said, "Oh," she said, "that's very nice." Because I remember it was so exciting. She said, "Are you selling that?" And I'm thinking, yeah, you know, no, I didn't thought about selling it. And she, excuse me, she actually bought the work, and I think it was 65 cents she gave me. And back then, you take 65 cents, and you can come out the candy stores and have ice cream and pickles and all kind of stuff and treat your friends. So I really thought I really thought I hit the jackpot. And then I remember thinking also, I could get paid to do this. What? you know? And so that's when I really realized that I could actually get paid for doing what I'm doing, which was great. And so it ever since then I just never left it alone. But I did end up eventually having to get out there in the work world and actually get at 9 to 5, bus tables. I was a waitress, a banquet waitress. I've been receptionist. Um, I've been a timekeeper, and all these things, but I never gave up um, on my art. And I would bring my art to work sometimes, just to see what type of feedback I would get. And people started buying my work at work. And I was in my early 20s then as well. And that was a very good incentive for me to keep going. And that's when I ended up going to school. I ended up going to art school. I went to the School of the Art Institute of Chicago, and that's where I got my undergrad BFA from. And that was an experience on its own. But here's the thing: if you recognize that is your child loves to sing, they love to write, tell stories, write poetry, painting and the drawing, they like working with their hands and their mind, and this type of thing. That's a good indicator that your child is in the creative sector. Now, you don't want to smother that, but you want to be a part of that growth. You want to see them succeed. You don't want to smother that. You don't want to kill it, because I tell you what, everybody is, and I really believe this, everyone is born with a talent, with a gift. I believe the creator of heaven and earth and all therein sent everybody here with something to do, right? Now, it is up to us to find out what that is, and it is up to us to cultivate that and find out, what makes that work for us and how we can give that into the world and receive something from it, right? And so what I've found a lot of times, we don't, as parents, a lot of us, we're too busy trying to make a living ourselves and put food on the table, keep us shelter and clothing and all of that, till we really don't recognize fully, that kid that is very talented and that can be very successful, highly successful. And today, there, I mean, like, there's really no limit. The only limit is your thinking. Okay. And so, I'm here to help you, you know, do this. Get your child out there and get their confidence up. Give them that self-esteem. Give them the tools and the resources that they're going to need along the way in order to make that a continuation, a continual thing to happen, right? And so the earlier that we get to our children, the better. Right, they'll be so far ahead of the game. It's ridiculous, right? um, so basically, if you notice that your child has a talent, that they like to do certain creative things, and they show excellence, if they're getting A's in art and in lunch, most likely they're into the creative pool. Okay. If they're getting A's in art, lunch, and sports, right? Um, yeah, they're in the creative pool. All right. Other things may develop along the way that they find interest in, but that's one of the beauties of art too, is that it 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 shows us, if it shows us how can I put that? What art does, it not only shows us that we are part of the creative pool, but it can also lead us into other areas. We may look back and find out, I don't really want to, you know, I don't really want to be a professional at this. I enjoy it as a hobby, but I really would like to be a doctor. Funny, but true. I mean, because what happens, if you are taking art classes in a serious way, you're going to take anatomy. Eventually the kid is going to take anatomy and he's going to find out about the parts of the body and this, that, and other. And they may find out, you know, I want to get more into this area, but they probably would not have ever found that out had they not had the art class or the art classes to get them in that frame of thinking. I hope that makes sense. So, you know, if you have questions and you really want to just know more on how you can invest in your child, or your youth, your young adult, and give them a a head start, okay, then please, contact me. I'm doing a free 30-minute consultations right now, and um, the consultations will help us identify where the child is, and will help you. I will help you um, bring more of that out of the child to identify whether or not they actually want to pursue something like that, right? Because you don't want to force them to go into anything that they don't want to go into. I mean, yeah, you have to play the boss, because in all areas, you are the boss right now of their life, in that sense, right? You're the authority, but you also want them to be able to breathe and think for themselves. You want to um, give them this sense of independence, which, along with that, it creates accountability and responsibility, and that is what you want to. You want that to get inside of them. You want that to be a part of their understanding that they are accountable and responsible for their life, but you are acting as an investor. right? You invest in them, and that is beautiful. That's a show of love that's a lot of people are not getting, or never got, you know. So that's what I'm here for. I would definitely love to talk with you and find out, more about your kid, your creative soul. Um, I love kids. Um, I love to see them grow. I love it when, as a teacher, also as an arts educator, it's a beautiful thing when you're like walking, down the street or something. You might be downtown or whatever. And I remember this kid. I mean, they saw me. This is downtown Chicago, and they were in the car with their parents, I suppose. And the kid like almost leaps out the window. Hey, Miss Flowers! Hey, Miss Flowers! And I think he tossed out his name, and that's how I knew that it was a kid that I was working with or had worked with. And it was just great that a lot of times they're very excited to see me, and I love that. Uh, that lets me know that I helped somewhere along the line, for them to come into their success of living, or coming into their success of realizing that they are an artist. Okay. So yeah, get in touch with me. Like I said, in the description area below, there's a lot of information where you can contact me. Please visit the website. If you do book something, just know that that doesn't mean you pay for it right away. We still have to make that full connection, right? Um, and yeah, okay, this was brief. Uh, I think that's about it right there. So, if this video helped you out any, or you found it of any value, please subscribe. Please, once again, connect with me on social media platforms that you'll find in the description area. Visit my website there, and I look forward to our next time. All right. Okay. The best creative regards to you. Bye now.